So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So, time to try out the new anniversary Luffy, the Kid Luffy. And yeah, making this video has made me reevaluate a bit about him. I still withhold that he's not really optimal for the content we get usually now. But if we were to get more content of a bit longer form, like 7+ stages, he will be really good, I assure you that. But yeah, we're going to do two no-stall speedrun teams against Doffy 2 and Revo 2. So we start with Doffy 2, and Doffy 2 showcases the weaknesses of this unit. Like, often today we like going fast, not having to stall a lot. And in theory, Luffy should be really good for this content. Like, we had Bind there just now, we have a lot of para soon, but Luffy is not ready when we no-stall. Like, sure, I could have just stall a few turns, it's no problem, but this is both like an example of how Luffy can be a bit slow sometimes, but also a fun challenge to just go really fast when it shouldn't really be possible. But yeah, we have this is a very funky shooter hybrid team. Like, the main part of the team is shooters, then we have Zoro for some wave clears. Zoro will actually help with CD later for Kiku and Iso. And then Luffy to like glue the team together. But as you see here, we get parried because we haven't reached that 30 accumulated value yet from Luffy. Remember, each kill is 1 value, each turn you progress is 2 turns, each enemy proc is another 2 turns. If the enemy says something after they're going down, like Caesar here, that's another 2. But despite that, we still haven't reached 30 here. So we still have to deal with 1 more turn of para. And yeah, I get to use a pretty rare support to remove this para. But first we're going to look at a very cool synergy here between Luffy and Kiku Iso. So Kiku Iso extends the ore boost from Luffy to 7 turns. That's actually insane. And then Luffy's super class extends the chain lock. So Luffy and Kiku Iso together do a 7-turn ore boost, 5-turn chain lock. That's super wonky. And Kiku Iso had the Kawamatsu support, the arena one that removes 2 turns of paralysis when you use the special. Very clutch in this particular team. And yeah, I do enjoy these following turns a lot. I do hit 2 perfects here just to get the buff to the ore boost next stage. Like, getting that chain multiply boost doesn't matter since we have a chain lock. Chain lock doesn't interact with any buff. But that ore boost will be essential here because, as you see, Capone Crew isn't ready. But with Boa's attack, or with Ace's attack boost, we just lost Boa's attack boost. We kept that for a long time. With Ace's attack boost, the chain lock, and that 2.75 times ore boost, we can just ignore the damage reduction and power through. And luckily, we have the units of each color needed. And even more amazing, like, it might look like I planned out this specific scenario, but it just ended up happening naturally. And I do still have Kiku and Iso perfect locked. So I have a guaranteed quick warp for Diamante here as well. And we still have that ore boost that we got against Pika. We have it still against Diamante. I can say you that I've never done something like that before. So yeah, just a very cool team in general. Not the best team though. Damage is very tight this final stage. But yeah, I thought this was fun to be a bit creative and overcome Luffy's weaknesses. I forgot to mention this before, but you saw maybe at the end there that Luffy started removing para automatically because we reached the value. So attack boost for the shooters from Capone, ore boost from Luffy. I used Zoro special again just to get Kiku Iso ready. I randomly used a Zoro special before just to help get Kiku Iso ready here. So yeah, with this we're able to get the kill. It's very, very tight though. Ace barely gets the kill here. And then Boa gets the kill on the other Doffy. So yeah. Let's move on to Revo 2. And this team will look pretty familiar. But I'm going to tell you now is a true story. I was working on this team. This was the literal exact team I had. And then I check YouTube and I see Subconsci upload a Revo 2 speedrun that has 4 of the same units, and like, I'm just in shock basically. And then I see the strats, and a lot of the strats are exactly the same. So yeah, I got a bit frustrated, especially as the team was even better. It was quite genius to use that Shirahoshi Manchuri and Mia combination. So that team is better and faster, but I literally need this team, so I'm not going to just throw it away. Even if I usually don't upload teams that are super similar, but what can you do? Anyway, so we can just talk a bit about what makes Luffy good against Revo 2 instead, because as you see here, we do get the bind removal here without stalling. The main factor here is that this stage is one stage later, like against Doffy 2, we got bind stage 3, that was too early. Here it's stage 4, it's not too early anymore. And later on there's a lot of para, but by then we've easily reached that 30 accumulated. I will say though that it's going to be quite viable to use this Luffy as a bind resisting captain. That's not a too big hurdle. Not in every mode though, like in Trash Map for example, against mini bosses. Not going to be viable. Like if you don't stall, which you usually don't, you get like 17 accumulated in Luffy to resist bind. And there's also some RNG, because if you get the secret stage 1, Luffy is even farther from being ready, so not the best there. But I've opened up a bit for Luffy in Super Boss, but it depends, like, do we need the bind resist, maybe paralysis resist? It might be pretty worthwhile then. But yeah, we use Yamato and Ace here together with Magellan. I do want to note too that you can do the bug stall strat. I mentioned this before. So just reset the game after tapping, and when you turn the game on, a turn passes. This also has 2 value to Luffy's accumulated. So with this strategy, you can use Luffy in any Super Boss, for example, at max power. It just takes a few minutes longer because you have to stall a bit. But yeah, with Limerick Expanded Luffy, the Super Class lets him get ready. This Super Class is one of the things I love the most about Luffy. Like it repairs one of his weaknesses, which is that he can feel slow. Like you still might have to stall 2 or 3 turns, but with that Super Class, you will basically still be rewarded. So could be cool even without stalling, but like it's not that special as captain unless you get that bind and the spear assist. But yeah, this team is really chill right now when we're just cruising that Luffy ore boost. I've just been swapping Yamato Ace for 2 stages, starting the chain and just killing right away. It's super chill. So even if Subconscious team is probably better, I guess it's a bit more accessible. It doesn't need a level limit break Miyok or such either to remove the death up. But yeah, in the end, just a Kid Luffy showcase. I hope you enjoyed. I will be doing more Kid Luffy stuff, as well as trying out the Ace in the coming days, so look forward to it. But yeah, thanks for watching guys. See you next time.